Ariokan is the online card game, competitive card game, where actually you can create your own cards and invent new strategies every day to break the meta. So the thing is, what problem are we trying to solve here? And why was this game born? So I've been a lifelong card game player. So I always played Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was very young, actually. I think I started when I was 6 or something. And then I later on played other games like Legends of Runeterra and blah, blah, blah. So, and all these games have one problem in common, which is that every time a strategy proves to be the most, powerful strategy because of balancing reasons, everybody starts copy pasting decks and everybody plays the same.
The meta.
Yes, that's the meta, exactly. And the result is that everybody gets bored pretty soon because nobody wants to face the same deck over and over. That kind of removes the entire point of card games where you customize your deck and you create your own strategy and all these kind of things. But it's hard to customize and create your strategy if the developers are the ones deciding what cards exist or not. So me and my team wanted to reverse this formula, and we said, why don't we let people create balanced cards? So not stuff that says, oh, you win. No, that doesn't make any sense. But why don't we let people create balanced cards that they can actually, customize, and they can make their own stories, they can make their own characters, and build a deck that represents themselves, and also that can, spawn new combos, game mechanics, and deck types every day. So we went into this crazy idea 5 years ago, and we actually are making it. Nowadays, we have a game that is in closed beta with a few players that are very, very attached to it. I've got people playing for three years. It's crazy. It's a crazy retention thing, and they make hundreds of cards every month, literally. I think we got 8,000 cards nowadays. And to give you a comparison, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been around for 30 years now, almost, and they have 20,000. We've been around in the beta for 3, and we have 8,000. So we should be
so cool.
we should get to that point very, very quickly, probably in a year or two after the release. But yeah.
So it's almost like you're not I don't want to say outsourcing because it sounds very businessy, but you're empowering players to instead of rather keeping the design of cards internally or the design of the game, you're empowering players to kind of obviously keeping them within the bounds of what is fair in a way, like a certain amount of resource, a certain amount of power, but you're giving them the creativity. If you love plants or you love trees, you can make a whole deck of cards based on magical trees that do incredible things. And it's almost childlike because I think when we were young, when we were maybe 5 to 10 years old, whenever you'd make a game, you wouldn't follow things that were already told to you. You'd make up your own stuff. You'd make up your own characters. You make up your own. And I think that kind of gets lost as kind of you get into these card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And they create their own culture and their whole play style. And I just love this idea. I've never actually really heard of other games that do this, that you can create your own stuff. You can create your own cards. I just think that's really cool. How hard is that to do though? Because a player can obviously, can a player make a really powerful card that breaks the game, or can they create a meta? Will they find a meta regardless? How do you stop people from how do you keep it open and fair?
Yeah. So there are many layers to this question. Okay, and let me address one thing that you said. When we were kids and younger, we always said, as you said, we were not copying what other people told us to do, but we were thinking about our own characters, our own stories. I remember playing with building blocks and making my own characters and making them fight and so on, because as children we have stories in our head that we want to tell to the world, right? We make some people make drawings, some people make paintings, some people play games to immerse themselves in other stories, and some people write. But in this case, what I'm trying to do with my team is that we are trying to give you a tool that lets you express what is in your mind. Okay, so if we bring in freedom of expression in the world of card games, so that you can invent your own characters and make the cards that represent your stories. Even if you have a D&D, have you ever played D&D, by the way?
I have.
Yeah. So if you want to make a deck inspired by your Dungeons and Dragons characters, you can do that. So to answer your question, how do we keep the game fair? Well, the entire system is based on it's like a point buy system. So you have mana, that is the main resource that you can use to play cards during a match, and you get some mana every turn. And so if you want to play a card, you have to play its mana cost. And basically, the more powerful the card is, the more its mana cost will raise. Okay, so if you add, things that do damage to the opponent, or if you put higher stats or better keywords that give, peculiarities to the card, they cost increases. If you add disadvantages, like you have to sacrifice your own life points, you have to sacrifice your own cards, you have to discard cards from your hand, that lowers the cost of the card. So the balancing is in the combination of these scores. Everything has a score in Ariokan, like a mana score. And so what you add to the card, if it makes it stronger, it increases the cost. And if it makes it weaker or more disadvantageous to play, it lowers the cost. So the balancing is there. It's in mathematics. We have formulas, a lot of mathematics and a lot of formulas that tie every resource to a number. And then based on the numbers that you use, based on the resources that the card uses or affects, you get a higher cost or lower cost cards.
And I imagine that's something that happens in Yu-Gi-Oh! And other card games, right? That's basic mathematics, right? That's how you create these cards to begin with in other games, or
kind of. For example, Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have numbers, doesn't have mathematics in the cost of cards, for example. So it's a bit harder there. But in games like Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra, that's pretty much what teams do. Or I will expect them to do, actually, because I never worked in those teams. When they figure out, should we put a 2 or a 3 as a cost on this card? I guess they have some, Excel
you
sheet.
don't actually know. You just figured this out on your own.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I guess that's how it works. That's how I've done it. And I guess that's how other teams are doing it. Otherwise, I don't know. Do they just roll dices and then what comes up they put?
I don't know, man. I just assumed that if you're gonna build such a card game and you have to create a complex balancing mechanic, I would have thought, at least I would have thought you'd look into how other companies do it and just say okay, how do they build these cards? It must be math. It must be some form of balancing. But the fact that you figured this out yourself and created your own way of balancing, and maybe this is how they do it, maybe not, but I just find that so cool and impressive that you actually did that. But please continue.
And talking about the balancing, so there was a time, especially in the early iterations of the game, where people were able to make super broken cards, in the sense of the costs were not adjusted properly. Nowadays, after 3 years of alpha and beta, we know how much something is worth. We know what needs to be, what needs to have a certain value and what not. Of course, there are still improvements that we can make, but it has been a couple of years since the game is not broken on the balancing point. So I feel like we are in a very, very good spot right now. And as I said, you cannot simply type what the card does. It's more like Minecraft. You have some blocks, more like Lego. You have some blocks that you can combine. Okay, when you combine them, the cost of the card changes. So we provide the blocks as developers, but then the people decide how to combine them. There are billions of combinations in the game that are possible. And the coolest part is that sometimes we see a new deck showing up with mechanics that were introduced 3 years ago. So they've always been there. Somebody simply hasn't discovered them yet.
There's so many combinations. That's. I can't think of any other games besides maybe Dungeons and Dragons where you can just make up your own kind of just story and power structures and again, this whole idea that so much of gaming now is so meta focused, so mid-maxed. Everyone's trying to find the best build, and then developers have to work around that. And then they have to create a new meta, and they just have to shuffle things, and then they have to nerf or OP something to just flip it around. And you see this in so many games, and I just find your concept and what you're doing with your game very, very fascinating, because sorry, go on.
Just to clarify, that thing happens to us as well. We also need to make balancing and so on sometimes, also because we provide some types of cards that players cannot normally create. There are the main characters, let's say, of the universe of Ariokan, which are the gods and the legends. They are not provided by the players. They cannot create those normally. So we developers create them. But when a player wins a tournament or a ranked season, we give them the opportunity to create those cards. And those cards are unique. They have unique effects that you cannot use in the cards creator, which is the editor, basically the in-game editor where you can create the cards. So sometimes we need to also nerf or empower something. So we are not immune to that mechanic, of course, like every competitive game. But the main difference is that even when a meta shows up, if things are balanced, then what happens is that somebody else figures out the anti-meta strategy, and then like they break the meta and they create a new one. So that's the whole point. It's the card game where you create balanced cards to mint your combos and break the meta. That's the whole pitch.